Alright, thanks for your purchase of your Sega CD, Genesis and 32X setup. And what I've done is we're going to make a little video to show that everything works and to give you a little advice on how to set everything up because there are some things that you need to know about using all of this stuff together. Such as, if you have the 32X plugged in, the Sega CD will not turn on because it thinks there's a game in the Genesis to play. So, with the 32X plugged in, we have a game. So we're going to power it on, and as you can see, we got some wrestling, and as you can see, it starts right up. I'm going to use one of the controllers here, get past all the copyright. So as you can see, the Sega CD is functioning properly. I'm not doing too good at this, huh? Alright, so next thing we're going to do, just going to pop that out. Sorry, difficult to do things one-handed. Put in a Genesis game. Genesis games will work with 32X plugged in, as you can see. But again, Sega CD will not turn on. And I'll just hit some buttons and stuff. But, alright, so as you can see, Genesis will load through 32X. Alright. Now here's the tricky part. If you want to use Sega CD, you're going to have to come back here, and where the out video comes out of the Sega CD, you need to unplug it. There's a connector here. You need to unplug it. And I'm going to set it down so I can connect these. And look, the two arrows will meet. So what you've done is you've sent the AV strictly from the Genesis, and you can pull the 32X out, because like I said, it will not turn on if it thinks there is a game in the cartridge. So I'll pop it on, and you can see the oh wait, probably help if I plugged it in. Sorry. So I'm going to unplug my 32X plug, and also notice the 32X plug is different. It'll have these ridges in it, and it'll be shorter. We're going to go plug in Sega CD. Sega CD and Genesis have the exact same power supply. So, here we are again. So there you can see it's hitting the thing. Sega CD is loading. There's no disc in there, so it's going to say check disc. So we're going to take this copy of Silpede, put it in there. Start button. And keep in mind, this is older CD technology, so it loads a little slower than your Xbox 360 and your PS3 and all that good stuff, or PS4, whatever you're into now. So you may think it's locking up, but it's not. It's just loading. So as you can see, Sega CD is functioning properly. Reading the disc. Start button. Game start. So you can see Sega CD is functioning properly. And we'll go ahead and shut that off. And again, I'll show you, if you put a cartridge in, Sega CD is going to stay off because it knows you're playing a cartridge, even though there's a disc in there. So again, remember, if the 32X is plugged in, or a cartridge is plugged in, your Sega CD is going to stay off. So here we go. Alright. So, now if you want to go back to Sega CD, remember, all you gotta do is plug it back in, and then connect your video cables that we had unplugged to here. They go back together. And don't do like I do and forget to plug it back in. I tried to make this video because when I first got my personal set, I was really confused as to why certain things would not work, and then I realized that the CD does not work when you have this plugged in. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. I tried to make this so you would know the items you received function prior to us shipping it, so we'll capture that serial number. And let's undo it. I'm going to pull this out just to be able to do this. And you know what? I'm not going to be able to capture the serial number until I take that metal plate off. So we'll just pause on that one. And then I'll capture the serial number on the Sega CD. And I'm going to pause for a second to get a screwdriver to take the base off that Genesis. Alright, sorry for that break-in. Here is the serial number for the Genesis you shall receive. And just so you know, it still functions properly. We'll go ahead and pop it back in. And just get a little test power up. Just because I like people knowing the things they receive work. That way if there's any issues, connect it back right there. So, and as you can see, it still works properly. And I will put the metal plates back in. And these clips here, I can tell you as well. At first you kind of feel scared to get them down in there, but it's really not that big a deal. Man, this is hard with one hand, huh? You just kind of push. And they foot and they're flush. You kind of go down and in. And again, this is kind of hard to do with one hand, so I'll set it down for a second. So as you can see, I've got them back in there. And they just kind of fit down in there. They're not the greatest things, but they're required because they reduce interference. And your Sega CD go just like that. So I hope you enjoy your purchase. I'm going to send you a link to this YouTube video, and that way you can observe everything and get a good look at it before we send it to you. And again, keep in mind, Genesis Sega CD 32X. And we'll go ahead and... So there you go. Now remember that, because if you get these mixed up, it will not work properly. So remember, 32X is the little short guy. I'm going to try to leave all the cables connected for you and wrap it up real well. But always said, like I remember, 32X in, Sega CD will not power on because it assumes there's a cartridge in there. Again, thank you for your purchase. And if you have any questions, just send us a message. Thanks.